Let's see. So it's interesting with my body. It really likes to feel Gaia when it channels. So there's something about having, even though it's raining outside, but having some kind of connection, feeling the wind, smelling the fresh air, and just feeling that breeze. It's nourishing for my body, and it helps a lot with channeling. And so I also want to mention that, wow, this is quite a ride that we're on in consciousness. It is quite something to walk this path to elevated frequency. It's not for the faint of heart, because you have to actually comprehend a lot of different ways of reading your own energy that is not what is being taught, or sort of like it's not completely logical in the dualistic perspective. We've been taught a lot of weird things in the dualistic perspective that is sort of deviating from the truth of how things operate and how to actually clear the energy and to get back into neutrality. And sometimes we need each other. We need help. We need assistance. And that's okay. It is okay. Even if we are striving to be self-sufficient and to only connect with our own source, but because of the nature of these things, of energy and all of the manipulation that's been done, it is quite a journey, and it's okay to get some help sometimes. That's the reason why we are not just one person down here. We're many different facets, and with many different strengths. So we are, and this is also like when we are anchoring who we are birthing who we actually are in a way. We are making sure that the system, our bodies and our mental faculty, the knower, actually gets the right alignment and attunement so that the mind and the body can be in sync. Because a lot of the intermediary stage that we've been to, there's been a lot of, we just think the same way, and then we receive healing, and then we continue thinking the same way, and then we keep going back for the healing, as if it is a medication that we put into our mouth. Medication, we have been trained, is just oh, you have pain? This will fix the pain. This will take away, not even fix, take away the pain. Sometimes fix, it depends, right? But it's so important that we know that once we get into these higher states of consciousness and we start to actually comprehend, not even that, we want to go into a different way. So even if we are in order for us to properly land who we are and be in full integrity with our own soul mission and actually birth who we truly are, there is a responsibility that needs to be had for our own energy and for our own meaning that instead of going to, so that we don't superimpose the old on top of the new. Because it's very easy to take the modality of, oh, I'm taking pills for this and this for that, and I'm eating food for this and this for that. There is that, right? And of course, that will help. But if we only, even with energy work, if we only just receive energy and get our guides' assistance, that's great, by the way. Sometimes we need that. However, there's also the other side, which is the taking responsibility of what happened and how we got there, so that we are taking steps to correct our own situation so that it doesn't happen again. So this is how we learn as souls to grow with these bodies, so that we learn to look after them properly. They can yield great results. They can yield great gains for us, but we need to know how to look after it. It truly is. When you truly know how to look after your body, and you know, when I say that, look after your body, yeah, I look after myself. I go to the gym, I exercise, and I eat healthy. But then still, this thing happens. We're talking about looking after yourself with the energy and everything else as well. But the energy is where people are sloppy usually. And there needs to be training in order to really know how you are using your energy. Know when you're having an energy that's not yours. Know how to deal with that, or someone that can help. And know what training you need to take in order to get to a place where you get the lay of the land, so that you get what is going on with your life, so that you don't outsource all of the power that shouldn't be outsourced. Right? Don't outsource a responsibility that is yours, which is to look after the body, to make sure that you create the right boundaries for your situation so that your body thrives. That's really the name of the game. So that your body thrives in this environment. Because it is an environment, even though it might look chaotic for some, it is an environment that is possible to thrive. And especially now, the energies that are percolating into the planet, it's still growing, and it's just going to keep growing, and it's going to be even more important for the years ahead for us to fully grasp our own energy. It is the most important thing, because then we can truly be of help here. It doesn't serve anyone to pretend that you're done, or convince yourself, or that you have to look at reality. You have to look at what people am I actually attracting here? Okay, what do I need to inject in order to change some of the dynamics of the people that show up in my life? What people do I want? One thing is manifestation, for sure. You have to know what you want. But another thing is also, what is showing up right now? And how are they showing up? And what do you allow? Right? What do you allow in your space? Do you allow space in your space? Or do you allow something else? And if you allow something else, then you are the only one that can do something about it. If it's anything other than peaceful and joyful, right? Not that it needs to be that all the time. Sometimes there are these deepening in the body that sometimes can create certain things on the surface that needs to be dived into, looked at, and then cleared and smooth out the energy of the whatever the situation might be. That's natural. That is our evolution. We're still growing. But really truly knowing what is their energy, what is your energy, and how to maneuver in order to create that deep relaxation for the body, for the soul, to have the proper environment to land in your body. That's really what we're doing. We are preparing the body. We have prepared the body a lot up until now with food. There's been so many beings that are talking about nutrition, and we know a lot about what not to eat, what to eat. We've also had a massive amount of people learning, looking after the body in terms of exercise and routines like that. And there are many that are assisting with mental things. And now we also have the next learning that people need to comprehend and be fully grasping is this energy game. Because it's the only way that you can truly master your life. It is truly what is necessary to master in order to shine your light, actually. You have to be able to have good routines in place in order to fully anchor who you are, to build that safety around you. It was a gecko. I don't know if you could hear that. There was some neighbor's gecko that was like, yep. These are very special times that we're in. And there are so much opportunities for great advancement in human evolution when you just grasp how this all operates, so that you exit all of these karmic loops, so that you see all of these karmic loops before you even enter into one, so that it's clear for you, right? That's important. So that we finally can land who we are in these bodies. And we have to be patient with ourselves, patient with our bodies, because they are working all the time. Even if it seems like someone is not working, there's a lot of calibration going on in a system that is just staring out. And there's been a lot of training that is like trying to get people to, oh no, we have to talk, like there's something that has to happen all the time. You know, it's not. We can just sit there together and just feel together. And there will be a lot of light transmission just in that. But we haven't been taught that. Not only that, being taught is one thing, that's just comprehending something else. But the body needs to be ingrained through the body before it can actually be actualized. That's what all of these things are about. Before you can actually actualize your soul mission, all of these small energetic corrections needs to happen. Like, there's been some questions in the portal community last time. How do you balance the masculine and the feminine? Boy, what a loaded question. Because that's not something that can just be answered in one go. Everyone is different. Everyone has different masculine and feminine. And we also are not only talking about like a few shifts. Sometimes we are talking about complete shifts in perspective about certain things. And it's sort of like, I'm not saying it's exactly like this, but it's sort of like looking at a wall, believing that you can walk through it. Sometimes the changes that we're asked can feel like that. Because it's about letting go of that thing that is the habit. So it can feel like a big mountain before you take the first step. And then once you've taken the first step, well, you've taken the first step. Now you can just as well take the second step too. And then, well, now I've taken 2 steps. I missed one, but I can just as well take another step. It feels good. It feels good to walk this step, actually. And just like that, these small increments every day is how you change your life. That's how you change your life, and it's also how you land your soul. They go hand in hand, actually, because it is the same path. It is the path of balancing energy and getting back your power, taking back your power, claiming back your power. But not just power from a forceful place, from a deeply rested place, deeply rested into the body, feeling the body fully. If you want to get started with this journey, you can sign up for this free 28 days of consciousness shift. There's a link in the bio. I know many people have heard this already, but that is the main way to get started with these teachings. Not just the teachings, but it is to get started with the practice, because this is a practice. So if you don't have a practice, this is a very good practice to start. If you already have a practice, this is a good practice to add on with. Add on with, yeah. So it is quite a journey that we're all on to get to learn who we are, truly. And that can only happen when you are in a safe enough environment that you allow that to take process, allow that process to be unfold. Allow that process to unfold. It's a lot of so that is truly that process. There needs to be that calm space, that you have a calm space around you. And if you don't have that, there needs to be boundaries or something that needs to be put in place in order for you to create what you need. Because you are the one that you have been waiting for. You're not waiting for anyone else. You can get assistance from many by signing up to this consciousness shift and signing up for the free energy read, for example. But it is always going to be up to you to make the switch, to make the corrections that are suggested in order for you to stay in a high frequency. And when we say high frequency, we don't mean it in a fake way. This is not something that you fake it till you make it. It's truly that you have done the work to clean yourself from the inside out. You have looked at your shadows. There is a lot of things that needs to be addressed before you can fully, truly be of service here as the light that you truly are. And that is what we are inviting with these 28 days of consciousness shift. It is a practice every day. So if you have paused, get back on it. And if you haven't started already, now is a good time to start. As you can see, perhaps if you already have been watching us for a while, there's been a lot of changes in the website. We're still undergoing these changes, and we will update you when that is complete. I am being guided to make a lot of adjustments with the website and the way that everything is set up. So I'm being guided to do a lot of work, computer work, to adjust a lot of the things that we have available so far. All right, that's what we wanted to share. We wanted to send you our blessing. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being willing to anchor more light. It is a wonderful task to be a light worker, truly. It is a path of honor and integrity, and it is a magical journey that you have ahead of you. Thank you so much, and we'll talk to you again in the next one. Ciao.